Hi, hello. My name is Julia, and I could be your erotic photographer. And this video is about why it is hard or complicated to photograph naked people. Okay, and create nude photography, explicit photography, and making love scenes. Okay, so first of all, the biggest reason why is because when we were studying photography, or the photographers were in the courses, they were learning photography, they were taught to create photography with dressed people. Okay, so people were dressed, or you were shooting products in general. So what it is important when you're shooting dressed people or products, it is important the photography skills. Okay, that means the settings, the backgrounds, the lighting, the posing, and so on and so on. Okay, so and that is fine. Okay, when you're shooting dress people, right? Because everything what you would learn in the photography course, so you could use the knowledge, right? And so I am a graduate of the photography as well, and I can tell you that nude photography, or photography about naked people, or shooting naked people, and creating scenarios for naked people, and how to say, creating certain projects that naked people would perform and express themselves. It's a totally different knowledge, it's a totally different skills, and it's not available. Okay, it is not available in any course, because the professionals in nude photography, or the person who is an expert, there will be a person who did it by himself. Okay, there is no university or no college who would give you an education on how to shoot naked people, just because there are none. Okay, no, seriously, there are no courses, and there are none. And that's why I started my how to say, photography in general, probably with some bumps, and I had a lot of issues, and I had a lot of situations, and I've seen a lot of problems. Okay, where I realized that the background is not important, and the settings are not important, and in general nothing is important. Okay, unless your client is absolutely happy and feel comfortable, and feel in that moment, and he is comfortable in own skin. Okay, then only you can take the picture. So that is a totally different how to say, work with the client, and a different approach. And just recently one lady sent me a picture with her partner, and she is complaining about that image and about the photo shoot. And the situation was that there is nothing wrong with that image. I even didn't see that she was in pain. Okay, but the way she experienced, okay, that session, she wasn't comfortable, she wasn't happy, she did the stuff that she, people have to be ready, okay, to take nude pictures. Even if they come for a photo shoot, okay, can't prepare for this, or you can't, how to say, imagine this enough, right? Because this is a very new experience. And most of the clients, if they are not models, they're doing this first time. Okay, and what happens is, during that situation or during that experience, that they actually conquer a lot of insecurities and problems and issues about their body. Okay, so that is why it's very hard, how to say, to get a very successful shoot, because you need to put that person who is scared, who is nervous, who has worries, who has concerns, who has uh, body issues. Okay, sometimes people exaggerate, and they want to look, how to say, on point, and they've seen a lot of beautiful bodies, and they imagine that one day they will get there, and they're not happy with the body they are in right now. And this person who is unsatisfied and unhappy, coming to see you to create the photography that would envision a totally different picture, or you would help them to create a different picture about them. self, okay? And that's why it is very hard and it's very complicated. And that is why the education or the knowledge that you get out there, no matter in which college or in which university, no one will teach you this, okay? The only professionals who are working really long time with people who are undressing during the photo shoot and know how to lead a certain individual, if it's an individual or it's a couple, to a certain direction and create results, okay? Only that person who has this experience, who had done this, not by books, not by, chatting and talking or watching YouTube videos, only that person can realize what I'm talking about, because it's a very deep ocean to dig deep to go into, okay? And it is not about your photography. And maybe you are an amazing in arranging the settings, and maybe you are virtuosic with the lightings, and maybe you know a lot of posing. It will not be successful, okay, if that person during that shoot does not experience pleasant emotions, does not experience comfort, okay, calmness, and all that positive, okay, attachments but that come with it during that photo shoot, okay? So like I say, coming back to a previous inquiry, okay, the lady booked a photo shoot, and before she had the photo shoot, the lighting was good, okay, the posing was good. I could not say anything bad about that picture, okay, but she was complaining, she wasn't happy at that moment. The photographer clearly didn't pay attention, okay, to this, that the client is not happy. He's kind of experience. And you know what is also very interesting, okay, when people are booking a photo shoot and when they are ready for the photo shoot, you could see straight away, okay? When people are not ready for the photo shoot and they book it as a challenge, as an experience for themselves, okay, they hold back a lot of, I don't know, things what comes in the past, okay, things that related to them, okay? And even what happens that when they come to that photo shoot, all these senses become very active, okay? And this this physical or how to say painful memory, it comes from just a thought, just an idea, just of being scared, just being frightened, just being how to say, just in general intimidated, okay? And then they have these kind of negative or unpleasant situations, okay? I had a lot of shoots, okay, when the clients would arrive to the studio and they would not feel okay, okay, there was, I don't know, or the pain or the headache or that stress, okay, that they experienced. There is, in my head as a photographer working in the studio, I know that everything is calm, everything is relaxed, that I am in charge, that I will take care of, that I would never had a successful shoot, okay? So I try to bring them and put them on that, my vibe, on that level, that everything will be fine. And if something is wrong, we will delete the images, or I will improve them, or I will do something. So I would put them into certain bubble that I am taking care of it, okay? But before I will put them into that bubble, you would need to identify, okay? Identify the client, identify the issues that client has, and most of the time they would say straight away. When they arrive to the photo shoot, they would already start complaining. If you see that they saying, oh, I don't like this about myself, or I'm scared about this, or I put on weight, or my body is this, or I never like my nose, or I never, or after the birth, of the children, my body changed, and you would hear a lot of complaints, okay? So the photographer, when it comes to nudity and making love scenes and explicit scenes, right? It's a vulnerable client and photographer situation. It's like you are GP, and first you need to get an analysis about your client and understand how you can serve them. Just to taking a nice picture when they feeling and negative emotions would not help, because that's how they would associate themselves to that photo shoot and to those images. Okay, that's what they see. Okay, even if you light them really nicely and put a nice settings and posing, and it will look perfectly for you, that person, that client who is taking the photo shoot will see this totally in a different light. Okay, they would see how they were uncomfortable in front of you at that moment when you was taking a picture. Okay, what they're thinking about, and if you have not silenced all these worries and all these nerves, and if you have not excited them enough to distract from this noise, okay, and if you have not include them into creative process, that's exactly the product what you get. Okay, they would know that they've been scared, they stiff, they nervous, that's why they did not perform, and that's why the shoot for them in their head has not been successful. Okay, so I am reaching out to every photographer to starting out or changing their profession, to explain the major factor in the nude and erotic photography is not the settings and not your expertise as a photographer, okay, or expert in lighting or something. This has to come a different knowledge forward before you will have this successful shoot. And yes, there are people who would not care, and you could distract them, and you could how to say, play everything around, include them in certain activities, or play some role plays, games, or whatever, and you can shift that negativity away. And I use a lot of techniques in my studio to do that. Okay, but that is the biggest problem, and probably the biggest downside when creating adult photography, is just because the clients never done this before, and it's a very challenging and very complicated thing. It looks very simple to take the picture, right? But at the other end, the client thinks about all of this experience in the big shadows and in the big dark colors, and what will happen, or what will happen with me, or what I'm doing, and so on and so on. They do not think as a creating art. Okay, and that is my probably goal. Okay, to reach my client and to use that moment for their creativity, for their freedom, for their expression, and for their getting new knowledge about themselves, about the studio, about how to work with the photographer, how to collaborate. It's not like how to say, people coming to my studio, I'll just take pictures. No, I do the whole analysis. Okay, why they are coming, right? What they want to achieve, what they would like to experience, what I can suggest as a professional in terms of the settings, lightings, posings, and a lot of things. Okay, but the most and the biggest goal is not a photography. Okay, it's, for me, it is an experience. Okay, that the client will have the most amazing time, just because he or she feels that they get rid of this worries. Okay, that they get rid of all these preconceptions or something what is stopping them to do certain things on camera when they undressed. Okay, so we address that, and we work with that, and my clients and I am on the same level. We are both aware that the client having this issue, and I am seeing. I can see in front of when people are in front of me, I can see when they feel uncomfortable. It just it's in the air. I can sense this. I know straight away that I need to change something. Okay, to shift, okay, that vibe, to shift that energy. I need to somehow distract them. I need to change something. I need to boost something up, so I don't leave my clients feeling uncomfortable. Okay, because I know this is a nerve-wracking thing. And I had a lot of inquiries, such as there are a lot of people who think that it will be easier for them if the photographer would be naked. Seriously. They would think that they are on the same level and they are asking for this. Okay, that's strange for me personally, because if you're a doctor and your patient is undressing, I never heard, how to say, I never in my life heard such thing that when you go to see your doctor and you are dressing, you would say to your doctor, I would feel more comfortable if you would take your clothes off. Okay, and examine me and do the consultation. I never heard about this. Okay, and it does not occur when you go to see the doctor, but somehow when people go to see photographer, it does occur to them very often. I've got and I've received so many inappropriate offers, seriously, because I'm in adult business, right? So there are a lot of downside, but this video, particularly this one, is about a different set of skill which photographers are not aware of. Okay, and that's what will improve the experience for your clients. That would improve the actual result. Okay, so as a photographer, like I say, even if you shot in this light and this posing so many times, you would think as a business and as a conveyor experience. But the problem is with this conveyor experience that the individuals who are coming to see you, they are going into the face, which is the most seriously, they go, because we do not get that experience. I had a photo shoot myself to undress and to just try for myself how would I feel. So that's why I know. Okay, because it's not easy, right? It's not easy when you have a stranger in front of you. It's not easy to go into the sexual mode and into intimacy and into your fantasy and into your dreams and into your insecurities and into your wishes. Okay, what you would like to try in front of the camera, where you would see and you have this thought. You need to seriously trust your photographer to be able to do that. That's why my photo shoots are always successful. Okay, because I present myself that this is the person, me is the person who you can do it with, and there are not many people like that, and they understand this. Okay, and that's why I have these successful naked, explicit, making love scenes with the passion, where people are full on in, okay, to this idea to create these type of settings for themselves, and that is amazing. But this is the biggest and the major problem which I had to conquer and which I had to learn through the years, that photography knowledge is not enough. Okay, to nude photography there are other more important issues to resolve than to learn photography. First, you need to understand your client and you need to understand the position they are in. Okay. And by that, I mean, try and undress in front of another person and try to be led by other person. Okay, during that photo shoot, when you are exposing yourself, when you're showing your intimate parts, when you're doing certain things which are sexual. Okay, and just be that be that person, change and swap the places. Okay, then it will be much easier to understand who is coming to see you and how they are feeling, okay, at that time. So that is the video about personal, okay, personal skills that you have to develop. And this personal skill is the attachment to the client and the connection with the client on his level. And his levels are, like I say, most of the time are negative vibrations. Okay, they come with the preconception there's something wrong with them, that they do not look right, that they're not gonna perform, that they're not gonna follow the directions, that they're not gonna last. Okay, that they, how to say, they would remember all these childhood or whatever bullying stories, that, how to say, every person has something about themselves that they dislike. Okay, so they don't want to see it in a picture. and so on and so on. Okay, so that is something what you would confront, okay, with not the problem with the posing or the problem with the lighting. These are the major issues, and I want to bring them up, and I want everyone to understand what includes in adult photography. Okay, that's the aspect. Okay, if you're shooting people, okay, that human psychological aspect, which complicates everything, seriously, unless you're shooting models, right? Models, they know how to pose, they don't have issues, they're doing it for money, and that is a totally different background out there. Okay, when you're a photographer and you're shooting models, you don't need to worry about that. Okay, but like I say, I shot models, and then I shot really long time people who are general public, who never had a photo shoot and who never had this such an experience, never even been in the studio. And this is something what you will be hitting your head at. Okay, it's that human factor. Okay, human factor. And you know that we came from the society where we were constantly afraid, scared, humiliated, underappreciated, and so on and so on. And those vibrations you will be conquering during that photo shoot, to change the personality, to change those aspects, okay, to change that thinking, okay, to change that vision, again, to change that view about them. Okay, it's not that you will be shooting only their boobs, vaginas, and how to say, bums. Okay, it's nothing like that. When people are coming to have a photo shoot, this is the biggest issue. Okay, this is the biggest issue, because if you're not going to solve any of their problems, and you would not make this as an experience which they can learn and they can improve and they can grow, okay, then it's not going to be worth it for them. Okay, so that's how I see the value in nude photography. Creating nude photography is introducing people to their body and to their unpleasant emotions when they arise during the photo shoot, and it's always there. Okay, and that's why I've introduced a service photo shoot with hot and sexy models. Okay, because when you are coming to have a photo shoot and you just want to have a good time, you want to forget about your insecurities. Okay, you don't want to think about, you know, the problems or the relationship you've been in the past, and why you are single, or why you are, how to say, in bed the way you are, and so on and so on. The models can cover it up, distract you, and move you from your stuck zone, okay, into a totally fun adventure, when you can see yourself in a different perspective. Okay, when you will have fun, when you will make new things. Okay, and with the models we can shoot the scenarios which are not possible to create when you are on your own, right? So we can go into role play, we can do a lot of stuff with your body, with that model. Okay, and in general the energy will be different, it's more sexual, because it's much easier when someone is next to you naked, okay, or undressing with you. It is just guaranteed much easier, trust me on this. And that is why, okay, that is why I've mentioned before that there are a lot of people who would do a photo shoot if the photographer would be naked. Okay, that's how they evaluate the situation. Okay, they want to equal entering into the session. And I understand that there will be maybe photographers who will provide in the future this. I don't know. But like I say, we have a major problem when people are arriving to the studio and having a photo shoot first time. And we as a photographers must understand, when person is undressing, he is facing his own demons. Okay, he is seeing his own cockroaches. Okay, and these cockroaches are running around the studio unless you will completely take the lead. Okay, get that focus from the client, would understand what is the hell important, right now and today and what we are shooting. Okay, you don't like yourself from front, we're shooting from the back. That's what we're showing. That is why we're shooting this way. And then the client will understand that there are many good parts of his own body and his own personality and his own how to say thoughts can change in the same photo shoot. That is how you do it. You need to change the perspective. Okay, not to make beautiful boobs and answers. This is not how to say how I work. That comes as a result, as a benefit. Okay, and then the person who experienced that and achieved this with professional help will evaluate, okay, and will see the change. They see the change in their personality. They will see themselves in a different way. They will grow out of that stuck and how to say negative zone. They will see it from the side, okay? And who better than us photographers will show things from the side, okay? And we know how to do it. And we know how to do it nice and we know how to do it ugly, okay? I know. So, how to say, there has to be a moderation in this field and there has to be new skills accepted to be able to provide a fully quality session, okay? Not just photographers. It's like, shooting a bread and you don't care. You can put the loaf, upside down. You can put the loaf on the side. You can put next to the loaf butter and you can shoot it. Okay. Then you don't need to think about anything. Okay. And that's one type of the photography, right? And it's outdated. Okay. And it's perfect for products. But when they try to apply this photography to humans and especially to nude or adult photography, it just doesn't work. Okay, it just doesn't. It will never will. Okay, it will work into a certain level. It could not even grow. You will be just constantly shooting the same thing the same way, and there will be people who would be for who will be enough, and there will be people who will be always unhappy. Okay, and believe me, I've got a lot of clients who had photo shoots before, okay, who had photo shoots before, and they would come to me and they would say straight away, we'll try the photo shoot and that's it. Okay, and that's it. Why? Because they were shot as a bread of loaf, you know. That's how they were shot. They were go left, go right, put your hand in there, put your leg in there, okay, smile now. And this is how to say, a food product. Food doesn't matter, food or any other product photography, okay? And that's how it is when people shooting portraits, okay? When people shooting portraits, for example, because I've started from the portraits and then moving into adult photography, they would recognize straight away, because when you're shooting portrait, you concentrated on the face, okay? And you concentrated on the face reaction, okay? And I can tell straight away that the face will change. Seriously. And you need to feel and understand when you need to shoot that face. Okay. Do you need to shoot the spread legs first, or you need to shoot the face? And if you shoot everything together, you will see that this is quite awkward and unpleasant situation when you're shooting and face and vagina in the same time. Okay. Unless they really want this and really ready for this. Okay. If it's not ready, and you just shoot the face and then you undress person, you will see a totally different person, okay? Different portrait, different facial expression, different mood, different vibe. Everything will be not the same, okay? So for the portrait photographers especially, it will be a big hit if you move from the portrait into a nude photography, right? Because it's a totally different dimension when people are naked in front of you and when they're performing certain things. And why I am making this video is because if you understand this factor, okay, you would be able to create unlimited shoots. Okay, so the client has limit. He will arrive already with those limits, like I say, worries and insecurities. And then you have this work with the client showing that unlimited shoot is something what he needs to try to make unlimited shoot. Okay, and client to be happy about this, that's the work needed to be done before that, so that you can see. Because what I say when I say I had an unsuccessful shoot, I meant I led the client to the end, to the peak, to the climax, to the cum shot, to the certain things what we've planned. Okay, so we planned in the studio when no one is undressed yet. Okay, in the dressing room. When we come in the studio, okay, and you would see when the person is undressing. Sometimes it takes you 3 hours, okay, to get from the point this to the point that. Okay, sometimes it takes 1 hour. Okay, sometimes it takes less, sometimes it takes long. But like I say, you will get into no limit shoot when the person feels that there is no limit for him, and he can open like that, and he can do like that, and he can stand on the head, and so on and so on. He is open, or she is open, to show you anything and do anything on the camera what you will ask. That is unlimited shoot. Okay, but during that time when you're asking to do so, the client should be in the certain mode. Okay, like I say, it is very important that he would or she would present themselves without a negative emotion present inside. Okay, without anything what will trouble them or worry, because otherwise the photo shoot will not be successful. Okay, so if you reach that goal which you've planned to do from the dressed person, from the scared and unexperienced, and you reach that goal into their fantasy, that's where it's successful shoot. You convince that he can do it, and then we both doing it. Okay, but very often I can tell you, people are not going there so easy. They are not going. It doesn't matter. Okay, it doesn't matter how much you would how to say try or so, the energy will be there. People need to be connected, need to be feeling safe, need to trust the photographer, need to see what they're creating, what kind of the results are happening, that this is in the studio is a serious stuff going on. Okay, and they are experiencing certain things, and you need to be aware of those things, and you need to tell them. I always say that you are thinking about something, or you're overthinking now something, and we are creating this moment, then you are concerned about something, what you are thinking about. Okay, because now we need to think about, for example, that you are making this amazing scene for your husband, and you are touching yourself and stuff. Why you have this face which is worry about something? Okay, this is not the energy, this is not the shot I am making. Okay, so you need to understand where you are at that point. Okay, because if you go blindly through the shoot and you think, oh, I'm succeeded, then it's not what you need to do. The photography is there to be as a tool to change people's perspective about themselves. Okay, sexually, physically, how they feel. Okay, and how they see themselves visually as well, right? And emotionally. Okay, and I'm adding constantly this emotionally because it is very important when you're shooting people nude photography first time. Okay, the emotions are everywhere, and you are that person who would take charge and be in control. Okay, not only with your emotions. I mean, you as a photographer, when you're shooting nude, have to be like absolutely professional. There should be no sense, or some kind of vibration or energy that you are embarrassed in any way, or you are doing something and you don't like doing this, or you are stepping into a certain scenario where you are not comfortable yourself. Okay, so imagine if the person is doing this first time and you are doing this first time, it's going to be a crash. Okay, unless you are very good at marketing, how to say, hiding this. Okay, if you're good at hiding and pretend very well in the studio, and you are not confused, and you do not have this face, and how to say, and still your thoughts are reflected on your face expression. So you have to be absolutely on point, concentrated on what you're doing, where you're taking, where is the next step, and just thinking about the project and thinking about the product, what you're creating, right? Not drifting into this emotion and not going into this how to say, illusion with the client. Oh, I'm scared right now, or I am, how to say, feel pain, or I feel worry, or I feel nerves. Okay, you need to be in control of the whole situation and be able to remove that from your scene. That's the that's the biggest goal. Okay, because these worries would arrive the moment you will set everything up, everything is perfect, and then the client is just not feeling and not performing, and you can see that something is wrong and the posing is not helping. Okay, because the problem that there is no connection between you and your person who you're shooting, and they feel nervous and they feel worried at that time, and that's when they feel like that you need help. You need to help them. They need help, right? So like I say, an amazing experience at my studio is available for adults only, and I am here talking on this channel only about adult photography, how to create photo shoot, how to create erotic fantasies, okay, and what to do and how to do it and why to do it, and why even people taking this step to get into adult photography, why they try adult videos, and why they make all these erotic and sexy stuff. Okay, so that's what I'm gonna be talking here. So launch in, sign in, okay, to know more and not to lose me. Okay, thank you so much for watching.